He's Raufeon Stots. There's the man with the taco meat.
Am I live?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Fuck you, Sabatello. Let's go. And Doug Crosby. Fuck both of y'all. I'm here.
You're here. I love the chest hair, my man. Thank you very much for coming. For
taco meat. I had to bring the taco meat out for the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the nose, I had to bring the taco meat out.
Respect. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. By the way, are you annoyed when I say interim champ? Do you feel like you should be the undisputed champ?
No, I feel like, for me, in my head, I feel like the interim championship is just a different, like I'm a different world champ than Sergio Pettis, you know? I don't feel spited because I don't want to take any shine away from Sergio and what he's done. You know, he's the undisputed champion. I just feel like I'm a different champion. You know what I mean? And we'll figure that out like after we both, you know, meet after this final. But I definitely respect everything, you know, that Sergio's done. So I don't feel any like slight when it's like an interim champion. I just feel like it's a featherweight champion.
Okay.
And, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel, or that's how I'm looking at it, I guess.
You see him at the event? He was there, Sergio. Did you see him there?
Yeah, Sergio was there. Yeah.
You guys cool?
Yeah. Yeah, we cool, man. Me and Rufus Sport, everybody's cool. And even after we fight, you know, we're going to fight. We're going to definitely try to beat the shit out of each other. I know, you know, because I feel like we owe that to each other to see who's better at this point. But I'm always going to love Sergio. He's my boy, you know.
Was Danny tougher than you thought he would be?
Yeah, he was tougher than I thought he would be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I also didn't wrestle with any high-level wrestlers in my camp, you know. Adrian Yanez and Matt Schnell and everybody kind of gave me the wrestling look, but I don't think we prepared for how much of a bitch Danny was gonna be and try to hang on to me, you know, like with dear life, like, you know what I mean, like his life depended on it. So
you thought he fought, as you said, like a bitch. You feel like he wasn't fighting honorably?
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I feel like he was. Yeah, but a bitch is like what he is. That's like how he can fight. So he fought to the best of his ability. But you know, I just think it's a coward way to fight. You know, I don't necessarily think like wrestling is a coward's way to fight. I just think like the way he try to like use he tries to use his wrestling to just impose a lackluster fight. Like he tries to impose that on the and I don't like. I think that's like a bitch way to go. You know, I think like he should, you know, progress, get better. You know, either submissions or ground and pound or, you know, like things of that. I just think he, you know, he don't fight to like dominate or he just fights to like outposition you. And I feel like that's kind of a bitch way to go, you know?
Did he hurt you at any point?
God, no, he didn't hurt me. Not one point did he hurt me. Not even when he would land, that's probably the least amount of pain I have felt after a fight or during a fight, the least threatening I have felt. Like I didn't feel threatened at any point of the fight. At no point of the fight was I like, as far as like damage. I felt threatened at no point, you know? Yeah.
Which rounds do you think you won?
So I think I won. I think I won 2, 3, and it could be argued that I won 4. But 2, 3 definitely, and then 5.
Right. Yeah. So I scored at 48-47, 2, 3, and 5. When you're going through the fight, like at any point are you getting? I thought, wow, okay, Sabatello. I thought he won the first round. I was like, okay, this is interesting now. Let's see what happens. Like, were you ever getting nervous? Were you ever like, shit, I got to pick this up. I gotta switch gears here. What are you thinking as he looks in the first round?
I thought after the first round, I thought like, okay, hey, he's gonna be here. I need to like. I almost felt like it was like a warm up round, and I shouldn't have. You know, I felt like I didn't fight to my ability there, and I feel like I was getting warmed up. So the first round, I was like, okay, I know he won that round, you know, because I didn't do any offense, you know. So like all I was able to do was like stymie him on my back, you know. So yeah, I definitely feel like he won the first one. The other thing, like I'm thinking about like within the fight, and I guess we'll get to like the Doug Crosby deal. I don't like the way they like classify like control. So he feels like he had 10 minutes of control, but is it really control if you can't commit any offense? Like if you can't then progress to a submission or then progress to like ground and pound or like progress to damage? Because what I feel he was just like hanging on to a fleeting position. And is that control?
Yeah.
Or just because I was about to escape the whole time, he couldn't commit any offense. He couldn't commit any, submission threat. He was just solely focused on trying to keep me in the position because that's all he could do,
Yeah, no, it's a great point. There's no actual control happening. It's just kind of, as you said, sort of like hanging on. So you go through the 25 minutes, they're reading the scorecards, you hear 50-45 for him. What is going through your mind when you hear that?
But when I heard that shit, I was like, the Illuminati, this mother, like I say, this whole shit is rigged. Everything is rigged. You know what I mean? I was thinking like, kind of like Black Panther, like the man, and finally got me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't made it all the way to the top and it didn't got me. No, I just thought it was just outrageous. And then also I'm thinking in my head, like, man, am I that off with what I'm thinking in my head, like how the fight went, like 50-45, like I didn't expect that at all. So like all rationale, in my head was like, am I like, did I hit him? Did I, did I control the fight like I thought I did? So just, a bunch of, I guess, doubt and just confusion after the 50-45. I think when even as they were reading the rest of the scorecards, the 50-45 would just like, it just throw me off.
Yeah, no, threw me off as well. And I wasn't even a part of it. I was watching. I was like, what? This can't be right.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Were you, prior to all of this, familiar with Doug Crosby?
No, I didn't know at all. And I need to ask the general public, the MMA fans, how the fuck do you get Doug Crosby suspended from my fights? Because I seen he was like banned from Ray Longo's fight. I want to join that ship. I don't want him nowhere near none of my cards. Like,
I think you need to tell the commission.
Possible, I need to figure that out.
I think you need to tell the commission that, like Brock Lesnar once told Nevada he didn't want Steve Mazzagatti reffing his fight. So you can make that appeal and they take it under advisement. And you should feel that way. You should explore that because, I mean, that is egregious. And then
I definitely think, or I don't want him judging anything related to me. None of my friends, I just don't. I mean, I've seen what he did to my homeboy, Jared Gordon. He did that 50-45 to me. Like, I'm cool. Professionally, I'm cool on, Doug Crosby. Hope he has a good life away from me. But as far as anything that you got to do to dealing with me, right. I don't want a part of it.
Could you believe that the next day he went from Connecticut all the way to Las Vegas and he's sitting there and then gets that one wrong too. He gets the Pimblett Gordon one. Like, he shouldn't have even been working that card after.
Like, how?
Right?
And then who is that on? Well, I feel like it's on fucking Doug Crosby. Like, why the fuck are you
taking that job?
Yeah.
Like,
that's professional courteous or what do you call
courtesy,
it? Professionalism. You wouldn't do. It's different time zones. You got to worry about jet lag. I think it's like 3 hours fucking time difference. Then you're gonna come over and then make more bad decisions. And the thing that gets me too is like afterwards, fucking. I mean, if this stuff wouldn't have happened, like if like he wasn't like so off or whatever, he just go about. Or if they wasn't, giving him the review at Mohegan Sun, which shout out to Mohegan Sun Commission for reviewing him. But he just go about his merry goddamn way and, you know what I'm saying, just fuck over somebody's life and then go do the same thing next week or whenever the fuck you want to do it. Like, that's fucking disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. And I'm like,
it's like long overdue.
You fucking up somebody's trajectory, somebody's livelihood, and in my head, and granted, I don't know the dude personally, but in my head, I think like, oh, he's like, I got that one wrong. Maybe next time I'll get the right one. Or, he just like, it's just like a shit, brush it off his shoulders and he goes on about his day.
And by the way, you saying you don't want him to judge your fights is one thing. Like, Bellator should say the same because ultimately, as you know, fans aren't educated enough to know. Most people think it's the promotion that picks the judges and referees, which is not the case. You know that. It's the commission. But most people think, so they see that, or they see Pimblett Gordon, they're like, oh, this shit is rigged. The UFC wanted Pimblett to win. That's why.
Yeah.
But it's not. So it needs to be the promotion saying to the commission, we don't want this guy. We don't want this ref. We don't want this judge, because it only reflects poorly on us. No one even knows what Doug Crosby looks like or sounds like. He could just fly in the darkness, right?
Exactly. He going about his merry way and freaking, just like sneaking through. I don't know.
And he's been doing this for years.
But also, it's crazy too, because like I didn't know about him until he did it to me. Right. So like it's a million people that don't know. Like he's just sneaking through the fucking cracks. Like a million people don't know about the motherfucker, and he's steady making terrible decisions. And my thing is, I'm not, even if you would have scored it for Sabatello, right? Like I wouldn't have been mad at that. But my thing is, when I've been reading up on him, he's saying he got his own set of criteria that he's judging a fight to. Like the fighter we should know the criteria that you're judging a fight. Before we fought, when we have a fighter meeting at the back, what's his name? Mazzulli?
Yeah.
Mazzali?
Yeah, Mazzulli.
Mazzulli told us, ran us down the criteria of what will win you a fight. He ran it down for us. So if he's going by something different, we need to be made, aware of this type of shit. You know what I mean? That's like, it's bullshit.
I agree. So let's see what happens. It's very upsetting. Ultimately, thankfully, the two judges got it right, but it could have been disastrous. I mean, what is it going to take? Hopefully, they figure this out. Can I ask you? Did you say anything to Danny? Did he say anything to you after the fight?
Yeah, I seen him after. I seen him coming down the escalator, and me and Danny never gonna be. I don't like the dude. I ain't gonna never like the dude. So he came down and he said something like, yeah, I'll see you again, or something like that. And I was like, better luck next time, motherfucker. You ain't give it this time. And fuck you. Go on about your merry way, goddamn.
So this isn't one of those things where you fight and you bury the hatchet and you're all good. It was just promotion.
No, I ain't gonna never, I'll never bury the hatchet. I mean, yeah, not in the foreseeable future.
Okay.
I just don't like him. I don't like the way he carries. He represents a lot of stuff that I just don't, fuck with. So I don't like him.
Did you happen to catch the?
And it proved it to me too when he walked out like fucking pissed off because it didn't go his way. Like a little bitch. And that's so yeah. And I think my classification of bitch is different from his classification of bitch, because I feel like he's a person who was like handed a lot of stuff in life. I do agree he worked for a lot of stuff, but I feel like if something doesn't go his way, he's a baby about it, and that's another thing I don't fuck with, I've dealt with a lot of adversity in my life, and that's, sometimes just the cards you dealt, and yeah, just how I feel.
Did you happen to catch the Patchy Mix win over Magomedov?
I did.
Impressive, right?
I ain't gonna lie, I was impressed.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm back on, like, this is like how the tournament should be. I feel like Sabatello, granted, it was a tough fight. I feel like that was an interlude, to like the real Grant. I don't feel like Sabatello should have been in there. I feel like he talked his way to get here. He's had some impressive performances, and he did show up that night. So I'll give him half a kudo for that. But Patchy Mix will be a real test. He looked amazing. He finished Magomedov, who never been finished, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of Patchy Mix.
So when we had you on, I think we talked about this last week. I was like, man, they should put you guys on CBS if you're good. Any talks of that? You versus Patchy Mix on CBS would be incredible.
Okay, so like I'm good with the CBS card. The only everybody in the world got to convince my wife that it's that pretty much if everybody come out here and babysit my kids
man.
for like and give her a break, because that's who take the blunt of the duties at the house. My wife takes the blunt of those duties while I'm off training, and my family is taking most of the hits.
Where's your wife? Let's talk to her right now. Where is she?
Like, I gotta start camp like now. Especially fighting Patchy Mix, I got to start camp now. And I told her that, and she was like, she's like reluctantly, like a slither of her is like, I mean, if you have to do it, you can do it, you know.
That's
but
tough.
you know, I don't want to have to put her through that if you know, it's just like rushed and yeah. So
where's Mrs. Stots? Let's speak to her. I mean, this is a huge opportunity.
Oh, so she at work.
Oh, come on.
She's a teacher.
Wow.
So she works through the day or whatever. I mean, I'm buying her a car like right now because this is like the most selfless person in my life. She works a full-time job and then I'm training all day. Then she has to pick up the kid because usually I do stuff with, like, I'll pick them up and drop them off, do breakfast and dinner, you know, like just little stuff. But she has to pick up all of those like duties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like she's in camp, like literally, you know what I mean? So I don't want to put her through another camp like back to back.
But here's the thing. It's CBS. It's a big time platform. And it's less than 2 months away. Like, we're going to get over this in a second. Plus, there's a holiday break coming up. So, you know, kids are out of school. So that comes in. Really, it's only like 4 weeks of a little more suffering. So and you're good.
It is. Hey, I'm gonna give you Michaela number. And if you can
it's a big opportunity for you. CBS.
Also, they gotta. I mean, if they make it interesting for me, you know what I mean? If they pique my interest with it, you know, if they really want me to fight on it, you know, I'm down to fight. You know, that's my reservation right now because I'm healthy. I'm 100% healthy. And I can go like right after that. It's just that like we're gonna have to skip Christmas. At least I will. And then, you know, and then, yeah, I got like 6 weeks now. So, and I got to really prepare for Patchy. So I got to like, you know, I got stuff planned, but I got a lot of stuff to do, you know?
In other words, like the great Rampage Jackson once said, the cheddar makes it better.
The cheddar make it better.
Yeah.
Hey, the cheddar will definitely give me, hey.
Well, guess what?
Scott Coker, if you hear that, the cheddar do make it better.
But listen, 6 weeks from now, you can have $1 million in your bank account. So there's the cheddar right there. Let's go.
That is cheddar. That is cheddar. But
have they asked you?
Cheddar.
Have they asked you? Have they asked you? Have they said?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
They asked me Monday.
Wow.
Monday. They were like, yeah, if you're available. And I was like, man, that's like really soon. But if y'all want to make it work, you know.
Okay.
You know.
Is he in?
We can make it work.
Is Patchy in?
My wife she's one of the not obstacles, but I'm looking out for her, you know.
Sure. No, you're a good man. Is Patchy in? Do you know if he's in?
I don't know if he's in. Yeah, I don't know.
You and Patchy cool?
I'm assuming they asked me first, but maybe they asked him too. I don't know.
Okay. Are you and Patchy cool?
Professionally, like I respect him more than I respect Sabatello. I respect him. You know, I still want to beat the shit out of him, and I feel like he was running for me for a while.
Oh.
But other than that, I mean, he was definitely running for me for a while. But other than that, we cool.
When was he running?
Well, he was so. When I first got to Bellator, he was, I think I was like 2 fights in or 1 fight in. He was supposed to fight Juan Archuleta for the interim belt, I think, or the belt. No, the vacant belt. Supposed to fight him for the vacant belt. And then Juan Archuleta fell out of a fight. And then I got a contract. To fight Patchy Mix that weekend for the belt. And it didn't, you know, it didn't come to reality. So I went up to Patchy, because anything I say to these guys, I'm saying it to their face, you know? I came up to Patchy and I was like, hey, bro, like, what's up? You, because I think it was after maybe me and him had fought on the same card. And I was like, hey, what's up, bro? You trying to fight? Let's fight, bro. And then he was like, yeah, man. He had the Gallagher fight on the horizon or whatever. He was like, I'm gonna get paid more for the Gallagher fight or whatever. And I was like, well, why you ain't fight me back when we was finna fight for the belt or whatever? And he was like, I never got your name for that fight, so I don't know nothing about that. So I ain't calling him a bitch, but somebody in his camp didn't want the fight to happen. But yeah, so that's the furthest we ain't got no beef really. You know?
Okay, all right. I love that fight, man. That's a big time final right there.
Yeah, that's a big time. That's the like one, like the Archuleta fight was a tough fight. I feel like the Sabatello fight, it was a tough fight, but it was like more good for like, I feel like bringing eyes to the division. And then this fight is like I feel like this is like a real final, you know. Patchy Mixon is a dog, and I gotta really prepare for him.
And by the way, how's that weight cut? I saw the picture of you, the weigh-ins, man.
Yeah.
Is it?
It didn't look like.
Okay.
I felt good, but one of those pictures, it looked like I was like super dead.
Yeah. Was it just the lighting or something?
Because another picture I didn't look as bad.
Okay.
The weight cut wasn't so. Like for me, I had I think I had 5 pounds the last day to cut, and I cut it in like 2 hours. It wasn't like the worst weight cut either. Like my weight cuts aren't usually that bad.
Okay.
But it did look bad. So it looked worse than I've looked in a while.
Yeah, your eyes were super like sunken in, and yeah, like I was like, man.
Yeah. My face is like naturally kind of fat.
Okay.
I think like that's the first place my fat reserves go. So I don't know if that was like because my face is so fat, like normally that when I cut down, it looks like bad. But yeah, I'd agree. I seen a picture and I was like, man, I wish they didn't post that picture. That shit was, I look ugly as fuck. I look like Skeletor in one of them motherfuckers.
Well, you look great on Friday night. Congrats on the big win. We can now move on from all of this. Who knows if you meet in the future, but you got bigger fish right now. $1 million, Patchy Mix. I hope they make it right by you. I think it would be absolutely amazing if you're on CBS. You're the type of fighters that should be on CBS. And I hope Mrs. Stots lets you do your thing.
What's her name? Everybody send her a message.
And, you know, if she wants to talk to me, please send her my way, all right?
Bet.
Thank you, Raufeon, and congrats on the win.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
There he is.
Oh, hey, I got a shout out.
Yep.
I got to shout out Thug U and Eric Nixick for helping me this camp, you know. My coaches, Eve Edwards, and everybody at Adrian Yanez, Matt Schnell, everybody for helping me for this camp. Respect. Great stuff. There he is, the interim champ.
Give him a chance to, you know, say goodbye.
What are you trying to say, Frank?
Just saying, because he you know,
what?
Wanted to say something.
You're joking right now, right?
Yeah.